In this video series, we'll be taking a look at some of the key concepts of utility network management for ArcGIS, Esri's long-term GIS solution for network management for a modern utility. In this presentation, we'll take a quick look at some of the things a utility needs to consider when planning for a migration to take your traditional GIS workflows into a modern enterprise GIS pattern. My name is Aaron Sapsford, GIS Utilities Practice Lead at Eagle Technology based in Wellington. So what will the utility network mean for your organisation? It's really about the specific capabilities that are enabled through the ArcGIS framework built on ArcGIS Enterprise. Esri and partners have put a significant amount of effort into developing this technology over the last several years behind the scenes to serve utilities' requirements for network management for the next 15 to 20 years. ArcGIS Utility Management does provide improved data quality by using ArcGIS Pro productivity tools, a validation framework, editing templates, and an enhanced rules-based topology for better data quality through the network services. Fine-grained control of your network connectivity through terminals, structural attachment, and containment. Embedded schematic diagrams can give you an operational representation of your network that is fully interactive alongside of your GIS maps. An extensible tracing network that gives you common utility tracing tasks such as upstream, downstream, and connected or barrier tracing out of the box. But also giving you the ability to pass filters and conditional variables to return results like custom accounts, network rollup, or tracing by phase or pressure. And now the ability to include structures and enclosures like poles, manholes, and the visualization of substation internals are all part of the trace framework. Z-enabled network features give you network representation in the third dimension right out of the box. You get pervasive access to your network data right across the whole enterprise, allowing cross-platform support on any device, anywhere, anytime. Common operational understanding of the state of your network in near real time and being able to integrate with other business systems on a fully services-based architecture. Web and mobile applications can connect, query, and analyze your network through RESTful services, and all the modeling, analysis, and administrative capabilities are unlocked by licensed user extensions when your ArcGIS Pro users connect to your enterprise. All of this gives your organization a good foundation for creating and maintaining a smarter network. There are a few things to consider when adopting disruptive technology, and these may vary from organization to organization. There are a few key considerations that will have a potential impact on your time and budget, and how all of it fits together in your digital transformation strategy. So if you want to extend BAU on the geometric network for a few more years, then it's probably worth considering an ArcGIS desktop upgrade. Geometric network support in ArcMap at version 10.2.1 is officially retired in January 2021. So if you're on 10.2.1 and you want to maintain your current BAU, then it's worth mentioning that later versions of ArcMap from 10.6.1 onwards will continue to support your geometric network while enjoying the benefits of being supported on modern operating systems and database platforms. It's not to say the geometric network is going to go away anytime soon, but there will come a time where your GN may not tick all the boxes for enhanced workflows in web and mobile applications and workflows. That being said, any software upgrades or client application rollouts take a lot of planning and resource. So if you want to upgrade your GIS desktop software, you could potentially coincide it with another software rollout if the scope allows for it. Once upgrades are planned and budgets are approved, think about the lead time you'll need to secure any additional infrastructure or resources to perform a software rollout. The question of licensing may come up. Put simply, if you already have an Esri Enterprise agreement, you may be already entitled to the licensing that you need. It would probably be best to check with your account manager to make sure you're all set with the right licensing as part of your investigations. If you're on the geometric network now and you aren't planning on moving to utility network in the next year or two, think about some of the other ways you can extend the reach of your GIS platform. What version of ArcGIS Enterprise are you on right now? Does your current version and the way you have it set up have the functionality you need to share your data with the right people? You're mobilizing your workforce with devices to update and collect GIS data. Regardless of your situation, it's probably the right time to look at your workflows and how they could potentially be improved. Even without a UN behind it, your organisation will realise some of the business benefits of using modern GIS patterns of use for web mapping and field mobility. Upskilling or training in the use of ArcGIS Pro should also be considered as part of your overall planning. Also, any customisations or third-party solutions that will need to be maintained should also be considered. There may be new functionality available that could serve to replace some of these when you move to a utility network. So things like custom attribute order updaters could be better served by using attribute rules or contingent values in Pro. Do you have any point integration with other business critical systems? And are they using web services already, or are they point to point? Think about what could potentially break if you change something. If there are systems that aren't web service ready, then this will have to be taken into account. You may need to talk with your system vendors about using web services for integration in their product roadmap. While you think about what a migration effort will take, there may be an element of data housekeeping required. Because a utility network's topology is rules-based, the source data will need to be as good as it can possibly be. So in examining your organisation's current data structure, this may have a bearing on how prepared you are to make the move. The key is the state of your current GIS data. So does your current model suit your current needs? Gaps in operational data may be present that need to be filled. So are all your pipe diameters, fuse ratings, pressure ratings, nominal voltage or operational statuses all populated? There may be some invalid geometries, things like self-intersecting lines, overlaps or stacked points. If you have a geometric network, are all your rules up to date? Do your rules currently meet all your requirements? Now's the time to start reviewing these. There may be some legacy data present from an old system that hasn't been maintained in a long time, so some decisions will need to be made about what comes with you or what gets left behind. Are you getting your data from other systems, either from live feeds or some other batch process that runs overnight? And will these mechanisms need to change? Do you have regular physical media delivery like land base or property information? And do you need to maintain that, or can your organisation consume those as a web service? The list can and probably grow when you start having these conversations. Thinking about your system of record as your authoritative data source, do you have any other network-related data in other systems? Is there any duplication, redundancy, or silos? Considering where your data is held and mastered will dictate how timely any updates to your master data is presented back to your users in its most current and up-to-date form. If you're considering high-fidelity modelling scenarios, then filling any gaps or improving the quality of your data is pretty important. This is particularly true if you're looking at things like integrating with ADMS or SCADA or some other engineering application that demands higher fidelity data. Deciding what your data will look like will take a significant amount of consideration and effort. Options for selecting your target data model for your business domain can be loosely put into 3 areas. Esri provide utility network foundation solution templates for 3 waters, gas, electric networks, and the first release of the telco model for fibre, cable, and wireless. As the name suggests, it's a foundation or starting point that you can choose to adopt or adapt to suit your requirements. Esri business partners have built their own version of the utility network. Schneider Electric have created their own take on the model for the users moving to the utility network and the ArcFM 11 solution. The utility network community created an electric model and asset package to cater for Northern European electric utilities as they configure their networks a little differently in that part of the world. Same can be said for our part of the world here in the South Pacific. Local projections, metric units, and differing standards, specifications, and naming conventions will play a part in forming your model. Of course, you can always build the model from the ground up. This is definitely an option, but consideration should be given to the merits of configure versus customize and the impacts on your timelines. So really, the decision is ultimately up to your organisation to find the best fit. Considering how all the moving parts of running a GIS upgrade or migration fit together, a high-level timeline or plan on a page might help you look at where and how everything will look and pan out over the next couple of years. This example pathway or roadmap touches on just some of the key considerations, but this only scratches the surface. So it's worth thinking about getting involved with your stakeholders early. Before I finish up, I'd just like to mention the team at Eagle are dedicated to helping you achieve the best possible outcome for your utility business. We have a dedicated team that will be able to work specifically with your utility. We're pleased to announce that we've been awarded the Utility Network Management Specialty by ESRI. This means we've been recognised as having demonstrated competencies to deliver the utility network for our customers. And Eagle is part of an international network of distributors and business partners that we can leverage that have the right experience and expertise to deliver the next generation utility solution. Eagle can provide you with a packaged services offering as a jumpstart. The Utility Network Pilot Program is a phased program of work that will take a look at your data suitability and report on your readiness to move your network data into a utility network. Next is a pilot migration, where we take a subset of your network like 2 feeders or 2 isolation zones and will push your GIS data into a localized utility network model to demonstrate some of the core capabilities of the technology on your own network. Then we'll stand up your piloted area in the utility network for you, so your users will be able to get on the tools to manage and analyze your own utility network data. We'll also work with you to draw up a plan for any remediation activities based on the findings of the first 2 phases, and then help plan out and estimate the effort for a full migration and provide a user's training schedule. That concludes this session, but we'll be presenting more content soon. We'll take a look at key utility network concepts, and we'll also have a look at the utility network in action. This will be looking at demonstrations of real-world data in a utility network, covering off workflows including editing, connectivity, tracing, and more. I'm sure there will be a lot to think about, but we are here to help. For any more information about the content of this presentation, or if you have any questions, please contact us here at Eagle at the email address on screen, utilities@eagle.co.nz.